Hello and welcome in once again to the Pakistan Cricket Show on Global Cricket Radio with me, Andrew McLean, and I'm joined by my co-host Rabail. How are you, Rabail? Did you enjoy the cricket today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing? Yeah, I definitely watched today's day. It was, with so many ups and downs.
Yeah, it's been like that for a couple of days, hasn't it? And just a quick recap: Pakistan began the third day on 194 for six. They'd faced 55 overs at that point. At the crease was Mohammad Rizwan on 29 and Amir Jamal on two. And they weren't really able to completely capitalise on that position, although they did get through to 264. Rizwan fell for 42. Shaheen Shah Afridi made a useful 21. Hassan Ali and Mir Hamza both made two, and Amir Jamal a very useful 33 not out. So, I guess first of all, Rabail, when you look at the start of the day, how where Pakistan was at the start of the day, bearing in mind that they were chasing Australia's first innings total of 318. How do you think the batters performed today?
Yeah, I've really got to mention our lower middle order. I think they were fantastic, especially Ahmed Jamal and Shaheen Shafri, the way they batted. I think it was very important knocks. And then obviously Rizwan, his wicket, his knock, it was very crucial, the important 42 runs. So, I mean, they played way better than we expected. So, yeah, I think it was just fine.
Yeah, yeah, I think they would have been pretty happy with that final score of 264, given the way that the middle order. Well, I guess Imam fell cheaply and Bubba
Yeah, exactly. People
and
were expecting them to at least touch 250, and I think they crossed that mark, so it was good for them.
yeah. So just looking at some of those Australian bowling figures. So Stark went wicketless. He had none for 69. Hazel had one for 43. Pat Cummins five for 48, and Nathan Lyon four for 73. I mean the wickets, I guess, tell a story, Rabail. But what what did you make of? I mean, Pat Cummins 5 for 48. That's very impressive, and Lyon, he just keeps taking wickets, doesn't he? I mean, what did you make of the bowling effort?
Yeah, I mean, Stark going wicketless was quite surprising for me, but then again, Pat Cummins, a remarkable cricketer. I mean, the way, he leads the team, the way he bowls, everything, it's, absolutely fantastic. And then Lyon, I mean, we are now used to, I think, of Lyon getting wickets in each innings, so that was not surprising for me.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Lyon did a job at the end of the innings, didn't he? Really? I mean, he took the wickets um, of Afridi and Mir Hamza today. One was a stumping, one was an LBW, and Cummins took two of the wickets to fall today as well. That's the wicket of Warner. Sorry, of Rizwan who was caught by Warner off Cummins, and then Cummins bowled Hassan Ali. And I'm just thinking back to yesterday. Actually, it was that spell that Cummins bowled after tea. I think he bowled 5 overs and took a couple of wickets in that spell. Um, I think he got Bubba was one of them, and then I think Aga Salman was the other one. And that spell was I mean, that kind of turned the innings around, didn't it, after tea yesterday? And Pakistan could have gone down pretty badly at that point, but they didn't, as you say, and they fought well today. Um, I haven't been on Twitter today, Rabail. I think I was a bit too active on it yesterday, so I steered well clear.
Yeah,
But
I understand.
yeah, I think I got far too heavily involved in feeling sorry and defending Bubba yesterday. But I was surprised yesterday that so many people were starting to not turn on Bubba, but start saying he shouldn't be there and stuff, and you know there was that side of it, and then there was just negativity. Oh, here we go again. We're going to collapse. What was the sentiment today on Twitter? I mean, particularly in the first session when Pakistan was batting.
Yeah, even we talked about it yesterday as well that Pakistani people or even Asian people in generally, even we've seen Indian fans as well or Afghanistan or anyone around the world in the Asian cricket teams, the fans are way too quick to react, right? So, I mean, they get emotional over very small things. And even in the morning, when Rizwan was batting, everyone was saying that now they'll definitely cross 250 mark, and then his wicket fell, and a mini collapse. So, but I think the way we batted, people are satisfied with the lower middle order, and the way we bowled in the first few overs. Australia were 16 for 4. At that time, people were jumping with excitement, and then the long partnership, and then again.
Well,
So
let's
there
have a
were
look at
lots of ups and downs.
let's have a look at that second inning. So so Australia had a decent lead there. What was it? So it's a lead of 36 plus 18. So what's that? Just over 50. Um, so that helps in what seems to be a low scoring game. But I mean, right from the first over, wasn't it? It was fireworks from the Pakistani bowlers. Do you want to talk us through that? Um, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Shaheen Shafri, took first over wicket after such a long time, and then again he got the second wicket as well. And then Mir Hamza, I mean, young talent, but I really got to praise him. He got back-to-back wickets. So Australia were struggling 16 for 4, and I mean at that time I think Pakistan looked very, very much into the game.
well, he was on a hat trick too, wasn't he? I mean, Mir Hamza. He
He
got he
took
got
back-to-back wickets.
yeah, Warner chopped one onto his stumps, and then that was I actually saw the delivery to get Travis Head out. I mean, Travis Head for a golden duck. Um,
That was absolute peach.
yeah, it was sensational, wasn't it? I mean, he was just and Head's such a dangerous player as well, right? But that was just an unbelievable delivery to beat his defences on the first
Yeah,
ball.
exactly. Phenomenal.
Mm. He's been very impressive, hasn't he? And just yeah. So as you say, Rabail. So we Usman Khawaja was caught. Muhammad Rizwan bowled Shane Shah for a duck, second ball of the innings. Um, Manas Labuschagne was caught. Muhammad Rizwan bowled Afridi as well for 8. Um, and then it was Warner bowled Mia Hamza for 6, and Travis Head bowled Mia Hamza for a duck, golden duck. But it could have been a lot better too, right? Abdullah Shafiq, he's not having a great game in the field.
Yeah, Abdullah Shafiq. I mean, I think he approximately dropped 4 catches in the match. Yeah, 4 catches in the match at the slips. So I think Pakistan has, a variety of options in the slips. There is Babar Azam, Shan Masood himself, then Salman Ali Agha. So maybe I think that's a bit of a blunder from the captain as well. Maybe he could have tried someone else in the slips when we know that a person, who is struggling in the field, he has dropped multiple catches, and then again, you are putting him back there and slips is a very important position in Test cricket. So maybe I think that was a bit of a blunder from the captain as well.
Yeah, yeah. And just remind me, who did he drop? Was it Marsh or was it Labuschagne?
Yeah, it was Marsh.
Marsh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. So that
And
was
then, he went on to score, it was the knock from that Marsh. I think it was incredible.
yeah, yeah. So from that position, as you say, of 16 for 4. I mean, it could have been so much better. But then Marsh and I said Labuschagne, I meant Smith. Marsh and Steve Smith really dug in hard, didn't they? And well, not so much Marsh. I mean, he scored fairly freely, but Steve Smith, 50 off 176 balls, and they took it through to a 5 for 169 before Marsh fell. Um, and I was listening to the commentary, and they were saying the thing about Mitchell Marsh is he doesn't really get affected by the game situation. So a lot of batsmen could be in that position and 16 for 4, and play a little bit conservatively, which Smith did, but Marsh certainly didn't do that, did he? He played his shots.
Yeah, I mean, the knock from Marsh. I think it was very important, and the way he batted, he did not take much pressure. In fact, put pressure back on Pakistan bowlers, and yeah, you're right, he scored freely. And then again, I think it was very unfortunate for him as well that he didn't get to score a ton. He fell on 96, and I guess his family was watching as well, so they were hoping that they would be getting to see him score a century. But unfortunate for him.
Yes, well, of course, his father Jeff was an opener for Australia when I was growing up in the 80s. And I remember New Zealand playing Australia against Jeff Marsh. We actually knocked the Aussies over 2-1 in 1985 in Australia, and then we beat them again in New Zealand. So we're still dining out on that. But yes, Marsh was actually taking, it was a very good catch. I saw that as well. By this stage, Abdullah Shafiq was in the outfield and Aga Salman was in the slips, and it was a beautiful one-handed diving catch. So, aside from Shafiq,
Yeah,
yeah,
these are, I think, the two very different faces of Pakistan cricket. We drop sitters and then we take stunners.
yeah. Well, there's been a couple in this match, hasn't there? I mean, Rizwan's catch in the first innings was spectacular, and I thought that catch by Salman was superb. So that was a partnership of Mitchell Marsh and Steve Smith, and then after Marsh departed, Alex Carey came in and he's 16 not out at stumps. So the last man to fall. Sorry, the last man to
Yeah, Steve
August.
Smith was
Yeah,
the last man.
August caught him as well off a freebie. Um, so 187 for six. Do you think now that the lead Australia has, the lead of 241, is enough for them to win the match at this stage if Pakistan was to have to go in again?
Yeah, definitely. I think the chase would not be easy for Pakistan, especially, the bowlers of Australia, fast bowlers, especially Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, Hazelwood, all of them are in quite good form. And Pakistani batters, we have seen some of them, they're struggling. So maybe I think Australia would be thinking to touch that 300 mark and then declare, because they still have 2 days left in the game. And from the Pakistan scenario as well, I think anything between 275 till 300 would be good for them, but still, the chase wouldn't be very easy.
Yeah, yeah, but it's nicely poised though, isn't it? I mean, 241 is, as you say, it's not unattainable. The question is going to be whether Pakistan bowlers can get early wickets tomorrow and try and limit the target, and that remains to be seen. And they did it very well in the first innings, of course, knocking over the tail cheaply. Um, so it remains to be seen if they can do it again. But just coming back to the sentiment, I guess, Rabail. I mean, after the first test in Perth, which Pakistan was comprehensively beaten. What's your assessment of their performance in this match to date? Actually,
Yeah, I think as compared to the first match, this match Pakistan's performance has been much better, I would say, and especially the bowling. I think the bowling and even in the fielding, we have seen that although they dropped a few sitters, especially by Abdullah Shafiq, but still the fielding sometimes I've seen there were a few occasions where they stopped boundaries and did not leak crucial runs, although they gave away too many extras. But still, I think the bowling performance has been much better than the previous one, and the batting as well. I think it was quite good.
yeah, and I guess the thing with the batting as well is that there's scope for improvement. I mean, as I mentioned yesterday on the show, Saud Shakil got his first score in Test cricket of under 20 when he fell for nine, and Bubba obviously made a low score. Imam made a low score. So there's certainly room for improvement. And I guess the question is, will and also be about how they chase the total as well, right? And I know that there's this word that I hear Pakistan fans. Actually, it's not just Pakistan fans. A lot of people are using it now. They keep talking about positive intent, and I find that kind of annoying. It's just like, well, it's a test match. If the ball's there to be hit, and
Yeah, I think
play your
there are too
shots.
many T20I kids watching Test cricket now.
That doesn't include you, of course, Rabail.
Hopefully,
um,
yes.
but I think, yeah, this intent word seems to be about scoring at a particular rate, or that type of thing. Whereas, I just think you can't have a defensive mindset, but you still have to play each ball on its merits. And if you look at, say, Imam in the first test, I think the criticism of him was that he just was scoring way too slowly. He wasn't hitting balls that were hittable. But it's going to be tough for Bubba. You know, and now people keep referring to his record in Australia not being great. Compared to the other premier batsmen in the world. I think it's going to be a very big day for Bubba tomorrow, and I just really, really hope that he's taking it easy. Hopefully enjoying time with his teammates and friends, and when he does come out to bat tomorrow, and of course he will at some point. Barring a miracle, he's going to come out, and I just hope he goes out and plays freely, and it doesn't get too worked up about his defence or his technique. I just want to see him score some runs, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's going to be a big day for him tomorrow and for his fans as well. The last innings of this year. And this year, it hasn't been very good for him and for Pakistani fans as well. Asia Cup and then World Cup and then the captaincy trauma and all. So it hasn't been a very good year. But I really, really hope that he get to score some runs tomorrow. Not a century maybe, but still at least a half century. The fans like me, we are dying to see him score. So yeah, high hopes and expectations from him tomorrow.
Or wouldn't it also be nice if Bubba was able to post a good innings tomorrow? And you know, I mean, the match may not finish tomorrow. It may well go into day five. Just based on the scoring rates in this match so far, I can't see it being over tomorrow unless Pakistan gets bowled out. But
Yeah,
assuming
definitely. And maybe the rain would interrupt the game as well.
that's true, yeah. But what I was going to say though is, so many times when I see fans commenting online, and they always refer back to that match-saving 196 he scored in Karachi, um, which is almost 2 years ago now. But wouldn't it be nice for fans to not be talking about a match-saving innings anymore, talking about a match-winning innings? That would just make everyone feel so good, and the team would end on the year on such a high, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we would love to see that, of course. But then again, I mean, the 196 you're talking about, it was just incredible. But then again, one man can definitely cannot win you the game. And then it was a test match, obviously. The target was above 500 we need to score on the last day. Still, I think the way he batted, it was phenomenal. And then, yeah, we are just hoping that we get to see our old Baba back. And yeah, Iwakar Yunus even mentioned the commentary today. I listened to him. He said that he met Baba early in the morning, and he wasn't the same Baba anymore. There was very different attitude, and he looked depressed and definitely out of runs. So yeah, I'm just hoping that he'll get back to his form.
Yeah. Well, like I said yesterday, I don't think it's been easy for Bubba recently, and also I really think it's just it's a really big expectation for a guy who's the captain to suddenly not be captain anymore and then still have to perform. I just think it must really really mess with your head, when suddenly you were the voice in the dressing room and now you're not. Um, but you're still expected to score runs because you're the best batsman on the side, and I think he needs to be given time. And I just, it's a bit sad to hear what Waka Yunus had to say. But he's a pretty good judge of character, and
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's the thing. People are expecting that now he's given up captaincy, so he would change overnight, but that's not possible. He needs some time, he needs some rest, he need to, refresh his mind and then come back.
Yeah. Oh well, Rabail. So um, all set for day four tomorrow. Hopefully my TV's working and I can actually watch a bit. Although I did listen to the radio again today, which I must say is I do enjoy listening to the radio. And so, for anyone actually out there that's listening to this, you can actually listen to the match pretty much anywhere in the world via SENZ, the New Zealand SEN website. It's available on their website. So, if you want to listen on the radio rather than seeing the pictures, do that. Anyway, that is the end of today's edition of the Pakistan Cricket Show. Thank you, Rabail, for your time once more, and we'll catch you again tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you. See you later, Andrew. Have a great day.
All right, Rabail, and that's me, Andrew McLean, signing off here on Global Cricket Radio.